Ah, the English. So civilized, so polite, so fond of chopping each other to bits when they can agree on who's in charge. Yes, my friends, gather round, for today I, King Arthur, yes, that King Arthur, shall regale you with the tale of the English Civil War. Spoiler alert, it involves betrayal, stubborn kings, angry parliaments, and one very dramatic haircut at the end. But before we dive into blood, betrayal, and beheadings, go on. Smash that like button with the force of a royal decree, subscribe for more tales from the realm of chaos, and tell me in the comments, who would you have backed, the Crown or the Commons? Now, where was I? Ah yes, 1642. The stage is set. The kingdom is tense. King Charles IV is strutting about like he owns the place, which, to be fair, he technically does. He believes in the divine right of kings, meaning, God chose me, shut up and obey. Parliament, on the other hand, isn't quite so sure God actually filled out that form. You see, Charles had this nasty habit of ruling without Parliament, especially when he wanted money. Imagine asking for tax money while refusing to explain what it's for. Sounds familiar? Ah, the joys of monarchy. In 1629, he dissolved Parliament entirely and ruled solo for 11 years. They called it the personal rule. I call it a royal tantrum. But in 1640, after making a complete mess of things in Scotland, don't ask, Charles was forced to call Parliament back. And this time, they weren't in the mood for small talk. No more taxes unless you ask nicely, they said. Charles, being Charles, didn't. Things escalated quickly. By 1642, both sides were raising armies. Yes, raising armies. In England, the land of tea and passive aggression. The war was on. Royalists, aka Cavaliers, versus parliamentarians, aka Roundheads. Why Roundheads? Because they wore their hair short, unlike the flowing locks of the king's men. Honestly, it looked like a feud between a shampoo commercial and a Puritan book club. Now, I won't bore you with every battle, there were plenty, but let me highlight a few. The Battle of Edgehill in 1642 was indecisive, much like Charles's understanding of democracy. Then came Marston Moor in 1644, where the parliamentarians, led by a rising star named Oliver Cromwell, delivered a thunderous blow to the king's forces. And Naseby, 1645, Naseby. That was the nail in the royal coffin, figuratively speaking, for now. Charles, ever the optimist, kept trying to play his enemies against each other. He even struck a deal with the Scots, which is a bit like hiring your ex to sabotage your wedding. Predictably, it backfired. The Scots handed him over to Parliament in 1647, probably with a polite, "Here, you deal with him." Then came the trial. Yes, a trial. Imagine putting a king on trial for treason against his own country. It had never been done before. The man believed he was the country, but Parliament disagreed. They found him guilty, and on January 30th, 1649, Charles III had his regal head separated from his royal body. Now this is the part where you might expect the monarchy to vanish in a puff of logic. And for a moment, it did. Enter Oliver Cromwell, the man who hated kings so much. He accidentally became one in all but name. He ruled as Lord Protector. Think king, but without the crown and with more rules. But let me tell you, being a non-king king isn't all it's cracked up to be. Cromwell banned dancing, theater, and brace yourself, Christmas. Yes, the man declared war on holiday cheer. And you thought your uncle was a party pooper. Cromwell died in 1658, and his son Richard tried to step in. But England collectively shrugged and said, nah. In 1660, they invited Charles II back, the son of the headless one. They called it the Restoration. I call it oops, maybe monarchy wasn't that bad after all. So, what did it all mean? For one, it proved that kings could be held accountable. That power, once absolute, could be questioned, even removed. It was messy, bloody, and chaotic. But it planted a seed that maybe the people, not just a crown, should have a say in how they re-governed. Now, if that doesn't make you ponder the delicate dance of power and responsibility, I don't know what will. And if you've made it this far, do leave a comment. Would you have backed the king or raised your sword for Parliament? Until next time, this is King Arthur, signing off from the shadows of history, where the past is messy, the lessons are brutal, and the drama never disappoints.